And then now we have the homie Cameron Laris, right? Who's
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
He came in.
yeah. By the way, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm saying, by the way, I'm from New York too, man. From Brooklyn.
Hey, New York City, you already know.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, wait.
But right
You know
now,
what I'm saying?
right now I'm in LA right now. I'm
Oh,
in New York. I'm in
word?
LA right now. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. LA is dope. So that's why I actually got the jobs. I got two front end dev jobs out here
Mm-hmm.
in LA, all in the same place.
Oh, dope.
But right now I'm doing email development. But I like email development more is because it's for me, it's less stressful. Like if you want to just chill and get your work done in 1 hour or 2 hours, that's why I noticed you had a video with some guy that had like two, three, four email dev jobs because you
Yeah.
could really get it done fast. Nobody's really on you, clicking on you. You know, you get it done after you send out the campaign, chilling, or you could work on another email. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not like when I was doing front end development. It's cool. Front end development, they paid money. Like the minimum here for junior dev is like $75,000, $80,000. No
Mm-hmm.
degree. I don't got no degree, no
Mm-hmm.
experience. Like you just need your portfolio is a degree. I found that out just the real world. Once you get in the real
Mm-hmm.
world, they tell you that. Um, and even the job I got now, they said they took 6 months to find an email developer. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
the job is out there. You just got to have a little portfolio, show a little something,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll get it. And another tip I think I mentioned in the chat is I went on Fiverr and I got somebody to do my resume. So I didn't know there were like systems, some kind of
Mm-hmm.
system that recruiters use to filter out people. So even though you might have a great resume and you think you got the resume right, you probably have to format in a certain way that's compliant for how like the recruiters, so what system they use. And that's how I started getting calls and stuff. And I did my LinkedIn over. Like I changed my titles. I had somebody change do my LinkedIn for me. I spent like $50, $60. I got this job from LinkedIn. Somebody reached out to me because they recruiters are looking for you actively.
Mm-hmm.
So it's those little things like, that will get you the job. You just got to go out there and invest in yourself. So it worked for me. So I'm just giving out tips for those people out there. But for me, personally, the question I had was, so I think it was a year or two ago, I don't know if it was a girl or some guy you said that was an email dev, but they didn't like want to work as a full stack dev. They were just comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that can't be me. But then when I start working as an email dev, I see why. And now I'm low key in a position where like I want to do the entrepreneur path. I'm like, all right, I could work as an email dev, it's not stressful. Or I can, go get like a front end dev, full stack, or stay where I'm at and build like a niche site or do
Mm-hmm.
some, build a little app on the side for myself. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at that path. Like how can I like, what do you think about being an email developer, staying here but go the entrepreneurial path instead of trying to be like, the
Mm-hmm.
full stack developer and go work for Google? Because I don't really care about working for Google. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I mean, just a quick recap for the people that's in here. Cameron, he had gone to Lambda school before he came to CodingPhase. He never heard of email development. He didn't think that this was a path, and then probably found the channel, follow a couple of the videos, came into CodingPhase, signed up, started following what we have on CodingPhase. From there, learned the skills. It's something pretty simple. He already know HTML, CSS. He probably even way more advanced than what an email developer really needs. I mean, he probably knows JavaScript. He knows, full stack development. But even at that, like you could go in and say, let me go in and transition into this. Maybe I want an easier job. Maybe I want to go in and have more time for myself. And just like you were saying, like right now you're hitting that point in your life where you might say, well, do I see myself going up this ladder, the corporate ladder, and be like, well, let me go work at this agency. And then from this agency, let me go and study 6 months on my algorithms to go work at Meta. And from Meta, let me go and transfer to Google. And do I really want to do that? Or do I want to have a job like email development where it's like, yo, I'm chilling, I'm enjoying my work, less stress, not too much pressure, right? One thing that you also mentioned that people didn't get to see in the beginning of the video before we started recording was that, is completely different when you're working on a team. And, if you're not in the right team, you might not be happy with the job. So you could say, hey, I love front-end development. I love full stack development, but I like it when I'm working on my own, when I'm building my own applications. But when I'm working with a team, I might not like it. And maybe I don't want to go that route. again. So now with your question that you're asking, like, okay, I'm here, right? I could continue going with email development, but I also have all these other skills that I can use to build my own web application, my own software as a service. I could build my own digital products, right? What should I do? And I would say continue doing email development, right? This is something that I did a long time ago. This is why when people look at me like, well, this guy doesn't work at Meta. Well, what job had he had? You get what I'm saying? But what people don't understand, I took a different route to be able to have more time to work on my side projects. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason I'm able to do what I do today is not because I basically I'm like super smart or anything. I had extra time. I wasn't burnt out. When I went to work, I work on companies that I do contract work where I might work there for 6 months. I might do 9 months, right? I might focus on certain technologies and things that I'm interested in. And yes, I did take a pay cut. And yes, I did work in companies that were not huge, but that were pretty big. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, shoot, I was chilling. I wasn't coming home like stressed out and all of these things like that. I had a pretty cool, developer career, and I was good because that gave me time that when I came home, I'm still like, I want to code. I want to work on my side projects. And this is why you might see me today. I'm making my own bread independently. And it's because I took that decision to not go for certain roles where I will feel extra stress or I will get burnt out. I want to come home and work on my real projects that I really care about. Someone like yourself, you can definitely do that. Now you can say, okay, I'm gonna stay as an email developer, and you can continue growing as an email developer. As you can see, is an easy position, right? Better than most, and you can continue learning. Maybe some Salesforce, maybe some AmScript. Like they pay a lot of money for those roles. And once you have those skills, you can say, okay, cool. I might make 100,000 at this company or 110,000, and that's fine. I don't need to make 180,000 or $200,000 at a company doing full stack development or front end development and be constantly stressed out and crazy deadlines. And, and you got project manager on top of you and senior developer who's an asshole and your coworker that you don't like. If you're comfortable in this role, continue with that. And then now on the side, you start building your own applications, build your own digital products, put it out there. Like everything that you want to create takes time. So if you want to go in and build a software as a service, guess what? It might take you 5 months. But because you're having such an easy job where you could relax and you could think and you could come home and work on your own things, like shoot, like yeah, that's the best thing. Like don't feel the pressure of like, man, should I go to Fang or should I go to this big company or should I I know about full stack development. I need to become a full stack developer for somebody out there. It's like, nah, you could do that on your own, bro. You don't have to feel that pressure to be like, oh, I got to do it for somebody else. You're happy with this job, stay working there. And, because if it's easy, you could even do double stack the job, that's like, shout out to Devin making like $200,000 right now as an email developer, because he double stacked up. He said, cool, I can make 95 in this company. The other company's paying me 110,000. That's it. You at 200K, and that's what's funny when people be like, email development, like you can't make no money with that. It's like, bro, like you have no idea. That's like a guy that comes in and tells you, hey man, you're working on payment gateways, not knowing that's like a career on itself. Like if you work for a bank and your job is just to make sure that the payment gateways are secure, somebody might say, man, that's so boring and this and that. But it's like, yo, you have one task, one thing to do, right? And it's a niche thing in development. Like, and some people might not even believe that it exists, but yes, it does. Same thing as email development. Like this thing is a reality out here, but again, it's up to you. If your goal is to be like one day, say, hey, I got a goal that in 3 years from now, I don't want to work for nobody. The only way that you're going to do that is by having extra free time and be able to not be burnt out when you come home. So if you're in a job that gives you that freedom where you could come home and you could relax and shoot, you were telling me you even work remotely right now. Like it's no brainer. You know what I mean? Like Go that route. You don't have
Yeah.
to go in and jump into another company and be like, well, I need to be a full stack developer. What I was saying from that other individual that did come to CodingPhase, a few years ago, and they just stay at that one position, just making 60 grand, and they just stay there. And what I said was that this person can continue to grow. They can continue to grow even within email development, because I don't think that it's necessary to leave the world of email development to make more money, but you still need to update your skills. You need to add more things, like maybe learn about Klaviyo, maybe learn about Drip, maybe learn about HubSpot, maybe learn about something like Salesforce. The more of those skills that you have, the more money you're gonna make, and the more bigger companies that's gonna come in and hire you. Now, what you can't do is just say, "Nah, I'm good in my small town. I'm happy here in this little agency. They're paying me $50,000. I show up when I want to." I mean, if that makes you happy, that's fine. But you have to also understand, like, what's the consequences of that? You're not gonna make that much money. You're basically making like what a regular teacher makes. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good salary for you in the long term. You just got to continue growing. But again, if you want to go and start working on your own application, go for it. Nothing's stopping you. Go get your bag. It's like that song from Lil Wayne. What was it? Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. Go get your money, a little duffel bag, boy. You remember that? Go get your money,
Yeah.
little duffel bag, boy.
I
You know
remember
what
that.
I
Yeah.
mean?
But yeah, man, everything you said was 100%, man. Like you said, I didn't believe email dev was a thing. I was like, who won't pay you for this HTML and CSS? Like, I learned that in Lambda in 1 month, but I could have dropped out after 1 month. I could have been like, I am good. I already got the HTML, you know what I mean? But it's like, I guess the good thing is that like you can choose what you want. Like, some like front end development does pay some money. It does pay good. It's like if you're confident in that, if that's what you like, then go for that. Like for me, I didn't like debugging all day. Like, like looking at somebody else's code and it's sloppy. I gotta like
Yeah.
he's using helpers and I was like, yo, I don't want to be. I ain't picking cotton no more. So I was like, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
left
yeah.
that. But I like the email dev thing is cool. I'm telling y'all, man. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it except for you. If you type in email development on YouTube, you will see Joe on there. And I was like, I see why it's a secret. I mean, it's like you can make your money, and I'm not like mentally stressed like with coding. Coding is cool, but I did React. My first gig was Flutter. So after the boot camp, I wasn't even doing React. So it was Flutter. I was like, and Dart. I was like, I gotta learn this whole framework. So that was stressful. But the thing is, they do pay good money. It's just like you ain't gonna have the mental capacity to want to work on an app or look at more courses or do anything. You just that job, which is cool. I'm saying for me, I've always been an entrepreneur. So I could have stayed there to be a 9 to 5 person, but like I'm more so entrepreneur. I'm thinking in that sense, like how can I build my own businesses? Because I don't have the mental capacity. I don't want to see code no more. I don't want to see React. I don't want to see nothing. I just
Yeah,
when
because
I'm
you're
doing
so
that, I
burnt
just
out
want to
when
go
you
to sleep.
come. Yeah, you come
Yeah,
home. You're like, not only it's the job stressful. People putting pressure on you. You got to perform, and then you're like, yo, now I got to come in and come up with my own ideas, and then get back into code. It's like I don't even want to look at a screen right now. So yeah, I totally feel you.
yeah. So both paths is good, man. I think it's both. If you want to go that full stack developer, it'll pay you good money. You can do that. The email dev is for me because I like marketing. I guess that's why for me I actually love marketing. So it's you get the both the best worlds: a little bit of coding, a little bit of marketing, and then you take that skill. You can use email marketing for your own businesses. Because
Yep.
day to day, I'm like, yo, I could learn how to do because I'm doing segmentation. And once you can know how to do segmentation and understanding like behaviors and open click rates and all that stuff, I'm like, wait, maybe I could use this for my own business in the future. So,
Yeah,
just something to put out there.
yeah, you could definitely do consulting. You could do your own freaking agency, do fiber, like join even another agency. You might even partner up with somebody else. For example, like get somebody who does like Facebook and TikTok ads, and then now you have the knowledge of the email development. So you do that part, and it's like now you have like a full-fledged agency doing marketing for multiple companies. Like and you wouldn't know that if you didn't take this role. Sometimes people don't understand that you gotta keep your mind open for any type of opportunity that comes your way, because you just never know. You might like marketing, you might enjoy, learning about, A and B testing, and how users choose to purchase, or how you get to convert users to be people who purchase whatever your product. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a skill that people pay a lot of money because it's needed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like a skill that once you have it, you could go in and either do it for somebody else, or you could do it for yourself and sell your own product. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, that's one of the things that I really loved about, the companies that I work for. Most of the companies that I work for were really like e-commerce based, like selling things online, or converting users into whatever software as a service it was, right? So with that knowledge that I got from the industry and working within the e-commerce industry, like, this is how I'm able to do what I do today. Like, this wasn't like something I'm like, I was born with this skill, and be like, people be like, damn, Joe's a great marketer. I'm like, I'm not a great marketer. I just literally was doing this for other people. And I said, you know what? If I'm doing it for them, I could also do it for me. Like, there's nothing stopping me. Now it's just about having the right product and solving people's problems. Once you have that, then whatever idea it is, it could be, selling, floors, wooden floors. It could be selling online service. It could be creating a digital product. It could be creating an online course. It could be whatever it is that you might want to go and create. You find the problem that people are having, and then from there, use code and your knowledge that you have to solve those problems, and you're gonna get your back. You know what I'm saying? But again, I wouldn't
I
have
got one more
learned any of
question.
this thing. Yeah, I wouldn't have learned any of this
I have
things
one more
if I
question.
didn't jump into
Okay.
e-commerce. But go ahead.
Oh no, it's just like, and I'm done. I just one more question because
Mm-hmm.
so in the old Shopify course, you had a Shopify theme course that even teach you how to build templates, and then you mentioned that you could take those templates and sell it on Envato. Do they have a process like that for emails, like
Yeah, you
a
could
course or
also
something? How does
sell email templates, and but I think the best way will be to sell it on like Etsy, put it on Fiverr. Um, sometimes people think like Fiverr is like dirt cheap or whatever, but that's because people don't have reviews. If you go in and create, like, let's say 4 or 5 templates, right? And or like very generic templates, you could go in and say, hey, I will build your your email campaign for you. And all you're doing is just setting it up, putting it on MailChimp for them. And then now you charge them, let's say $50 or $100 for a template that's already built. You already built it. Now it's like a digital product that you're selling for $50. You get the reviews, right? And then from there, you charge them an extra premium. If you want me to set it up on MailChimp, that's $100. If you want me to go in and create the segmentation for you, that's another $200. So then now you keep adding extra features. They came in just to get a template, but then now you come in and give them the full package and say, hey, I could do the whole campaign for you. And that might take you, like, let's say, for example, a day, or maybe 2 to 3 hours out of your day. And let's say you go in and you have 2 clients on a daily basis, and you calculate that. Let's say you're making $300, that's $600 a day, right? And let's say on average, you're getting maybe like a full day of work, probably 3 days out of the week. So that's about 600 times 3. That's $1,800 a week. Calculate that to 52 weeks. That's $93,000 just doing one service. You get what I'm saying? So again, that's on you to go in and say, okay, how can I go and start promoting myself? How can I go in and, like right now, you could create a YouTube channel and call it, Larry's marketing, right? And literally go in there, answer the questions of people of like what they're searching for. There's tools out here like this one called ahrefs.com. It's $100 a month, but it's worth it. So I'll give you like an example. I'm gonna show you right now what the software looks like. And it's basically a website. You could go over here and you could go in and search Keyword Explorer, right? So you click on Keyword Explorer, and let's search here, HTML emails, right? Search here, okay? You see the volume, how much people are actually searching for this, right? And in here, you can see the questions. There's about 5,000 questions that people are constantly asking. Gmail, how to send an HTML email. Let's say you go in and create a video on how to send an HTML email through Gmail. Guess what? That's 400 people on a monthly basis that's searching for this thing. And then now, because they're looking at your YouTube channel, you can now say, hey, by the way, guys, this is what I do. My name is Cameron Laris. I'm an email developer specialist. If you guys need help with your campaigns, here's my link below. You can book a time with me, or you can go in and look at the prices of the things that I or the services that I do. Now, you might think, well, I got 400 people. What is 400 people going to do for me? But the truth is that if you go in and you start looking at this by numbers and say, well, out of those 400 people, if you're able to convert, let's say, for example, 3%, right? That's about 12 people on a monthly basis. Now, remember, everything stacks up. If they become like regular, customers to your service, you could have like a subscription and say, hey, I will help you out with all your emails for $1,000 a month. It doesn't sound like much. That's better than them hiring somebody full-time, and you're going to help them out with their emails. Now you got 12 people every single month that's coming in. That's $12,000 that keep stacking up. And if you go in and say, well, I got 12 people that signed up this month for $1,000, and they're going to continue doing work with me the next month, that's $12,000 plus another $12,000 of the new people that's coming in. Until the end of the month or the end of the year, you end up with an average where you're making, $10,000, $15,000 a month on average. This month that's going to be higher, and this month that's going to be lower. This is how you use social media and YouTube in general to bring customers to you. You go in, you do the research on what it is that like you have a specialty on, right? And then you go in and create content. Like, what do I do here on YouTube, right? When people watch me on YouTube, this is my strategy. I come in, I look at the things that people are having issues with. I answer that in the videos. By the end of the video, I tell them, hey, guess what? I got a service that can help you out with that. CodingPhase.com. If you want to learn how to code, come in and learn how to code. Now, if my job is as an email developer and I want to get people to sign up to my, my agency as an email developer, guess what? This is the same strategy I'm going to use because it's a proven thing that works. Okay. This is the strategy of every business owner that is on YouTube, right? You're not trying to become famous. You're not trying to get popular. You're not trying to be the next, I don't know, the next, what's that guy's name? Mr. Beast, right? He gets millions of views. They get paid by views. You get paid by actually solving people's problems, right? And it's less work because you might not have to go in and depend so much on YouTube. Once you have a brand and you have your website, CameronLaris.com, guess what? People always remember that. Even if YouTube pulls the plug on you, guess where they're going to go? CameronLaris.com to get your emails. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's like a strategy that you could use and you could, you could kill it. Like if you don't want to work for nobody and you have skills, you don't have to. But yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
No, definitely. And whatever you might need, Cameron, reach out to me. I got you. Definitely send me a little paragraph on CodingPhase.com so we could add you to the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you've had time to check it out.
Yeah, I could do that, man. Yeah, I'll even get on video. I got no problem getting on video and stuff. I'm taking down notes. I'm gonna do everything you just said.
Yeah. I mean, like again, and whatever you might need to set up your own shop, I'll help you out. I'll give you tips, the things that work, the things that's gonna bring customers to you, how you're gonna put yourself on Fiverr, how you're gonna put yourself on Etsy, how you're gonna use YouTube to bring traffic to your website, and even how much you gotta charge people. I always tell people, like, initially charge less than the competition. Not because you want to go in and say, well, I'm selling myself for cheap. It's because you got to prove yourself first. So you use your customers as a way for social proof, where now when people come in and say, well, shoot, I came to Cameron's service and he gave me such a great service. People don't know that you was charging him $75. The people that watch you a year from now you're charging $200, but shoot, you started at 75. They don't need to know that you did that not because that's your prices, it's because you had to prove they have that social proof there. You know what I'm saying?
I say yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunities, bro. Continue doing email development. If it's something that you enjoy, always follow whatever you enjoy.